Hello to everyone jumping in. Welcome. We're just talking about my dog. Her name is Lemon. She's right here. Um, Enjoying the AC. I hope it's not terribly hot wherever y'all are. Um, if it is, I hope you have AC like I do. Uh, and if you don't, I apologize for your struggles. Not too much because I didn't make it hot. I don't have those types of powers. If I did, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. I'd be out being a menace. But I hope you're enjoying this evening. We're gonna give folks some time to stroll in because nobody shows up on time. I'm surprised I started this relatively on time, personally.
Listen, there are 14 people in here who are on time.
Look,
Let's
on
give it up for them.
time. I give
Let's
it
give it
up
up
to
for
the
them.
people who on time
Okay?
because the way that I
As
regularly stroll into a virtual meeting
okay?
5 to 7
Insane.
minutes late, and then people
Okay?
be like, are you coming to this meeting?" Only for them to talk nonsense for 15 more minutes, and I'm like, "Why did I need to be here to listen to you talk about your sick
Yeah.
cat? Why?"
Yeah. And I feel like, what's wrong with me? Because I really get irritated. Like, let's get to the agenda. Like, why are we here? Like, let's talk about that. I really don't care about your kids. I don't.
I no, we don't
I
care
don't.
about your kids.
I mean, I don't like,
Whitney said
let's
they're
just
the
get to
future.
the business. Like,
Uh,
yeah.
I love
I'm
it.
not from Max said y'all must be from the South.
Nope,
No, I mean,
neither
I
of
live in the
us.
South. I live in the South, but
I absolutely do not live in the South. I was just raised by someone who was from Oklahoma. Uh, Rolled those R's very hard. I'm like, "It's Colorado." She's like, "No, it's Colorado." And I'm like, "Okay."
we're
And
not
then I got
Ryder.
the way I got made fun of so bad for a good while here. Everybody else hitting words very differently than me, but no. Cassandra lives in the South.
I
Shout
do.
out to those of y'all living in the South. I'm not. I'm living strictly in Los Angeles,
That's
paying them
strictly.
strictly in I am a land baron, as I like to tell people. A Los Angeles land baron. About to get my taxes reassessed because I put in an HVAC. So there's that. Just gonna give folks a couple more minutes before we formally get started. Thank y'all for showing up on a today Wednesday.
It is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ. Um, where is time? Do you know it's
Listen.
almost Christmas?
No, it is not. Please, please.
Look,
The kids ain't back to school yet. It is not almost Christmas. Don't give me them type
start
of
your
questions.
budget now. Look.
No, listen, I've been looking, I've been doing the math. My oldest, he has like a new aesthetic. So I said, send me your mood board. He sent me a mood board. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had to
It's
get
expensive,
the
ain't
pen and
it?
paper. Okay, yes,
His
it is.
aesthetic is
It's,
expensive, isn't it?
it is. It is. It's spend that money, mom. I'm like, okay. I love it here.
His aesthetic, just tell him your aesthetic best needs to be employed. I know he's too young. We'll get into that a little bit, but
Yeah. I mean, I told him, like, as long as he does well, like, you put your best effort at school, you won't get the aesthetic. You're gonna be as preppy as you want to be. He said, Mom, I don't know where, what's it called?
is he doing quarter
Quarter.
zips?
Yes. I'm like, babe, you are 11. Like, for what? He's like, no, it's this my style. I'm like, okay, you
He
are not a
spells quarter
finance pro
zip?
yet.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm like, and also, we're in the South. Like, we not, quarter zip is not gonna be for August or September. Like,
What when is quarter zip weather at where you're at?
maybe a week in February. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
I
So
love
it is what it is.
that's like Marissa, my partner Marissa, she loves like sweaters. She's like, "I'm gonna knit me some sweaters." I'm like, "When? Why? When is sweater weather here? Never. It's 80 all the time. Why? Just sweaters. Just sweaters all the time. I can't stand it." But no, thank y'all for showing up today. If you don't know me, my name is Crystal. My pronouns are she, her. Uh, and this is The Pivot, powered by the Black Podcast Association and Black Pod News. Um, if you don't know me, congratulations on your part. Some people call me. Look, I'm sticking with it. Some people call me your 14th most tolerated podcast provocateur, plus or minus 5, depending on our DraftKings mood board. You can find your own DraftKings code. We ain't sponsored by DraftKings. Find your own code. If you need a code, I can get you one. Um, and I am super excited to be joined by my good friend, doctor, like a real doctor, like a medical doctor, not a fake doctor. She actually did and went and got that doctorate. Because we got fake doctors in the streets now. Um, Dr.
Wow.
Cassandre Dunbar. Look, I know that got to be maddening. Um, we of Be Well Sis, the podcast, one of my favorite podcasts, and we're gonna talk a little bit about like what happens when you decide to move on. I like to call it making space for more because I thought that was clever. And if you didn't think it was clever, that's fine. Complain to your mama. But a longtime podcaster and a friend. I consider Cassandra a friend. So I'm super excited to have this conversation. Just some housekeeping items because I know people are going to show up late. Cool things coming on the Black Podcasters Association. Oh, I'm so close. I hate that. Black Podcasters Association calendar. Monday, August 3rd. Monday, August 3rd. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, fake time zone. We have our podcast pull up. That is our Ask Me Anything. So if you have fun or not fun, I don't care if they're fun or not, podcasting questions that you want to ask. Look, I don't guarantee fun here. I'm not in the fun. I'm not in the promising fun,
I can't.
economy.
Lisa.
Come to our podcast pull up. That is a great place where you can ask questions that you might have, and there's no question that is like ridiculous enough. So like you have your monetization questions, your marketing questions, how do I get started? What gear should I use? That is a great place for you to pull up. Link is just dropped in the chat for you to RSVP so you don't forget. Because if it's not in my calendar, I forget everything. If you are like me,
Same.
there's that link for you. Coming up, our next pivot chat is Wednesday, August 12th, 7:30 Eastern, whatever time this is now for you. Same exact time with Ashley J. Hobbs, who I love and I haven't talked to in forever. If you don't know who Ashley is, Ashley's been podcasting a long time. Ashley's podcasting longer than I've been podcasting. And we're going to talk a little bit about her journey and the pivots she has made in her career. She's made a lot of them. She's made a lot of them, and she's super dope. So if you like conversations like this one, tap back in August 12th. And then our monthly community kickback for the Black Podcasters Association, that is a membership kickback. So if you're not a member of the Black Podcasters Association, join blackpodcastersassociation.com. That's Thursday, August 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's virtual. That's on like a Google Meet. And y'all get to like see each other and interact with each other. And we go into like small breakout rooms and you get to meet people. So if you don't know many Black podcasters, that is a perfect space for you to be in. And all of those are in our events calendar at blackpodcastersassociation.com. Perfect. Dope. Hit right my time. Look, I've got a clock right next to me. I'm trying to hit time. Y'all gonna be sick of me and my time. So thank y'all for joining us this wonderful evening. I'm so excited that I get to talk to you, Cassandre, because we only talk like in private. And I'm so glad I get to share my intrusive thoughts about you publicly. If you could, for the people, just give us a little bit, because again, I think introducing people and giving their bio is stupid, and then you're like you asking afterwards to do it is dumb. So if you could just do it for me, tell the people about you and your journey, as much or as little as you want, and then we'll see what I feel like you left out.
Okay, sounds good. Because I hate doing this. I hate introducing myself. I need to be better at that. But I am Cassandre Dunbar. I started podcasting 6 years ago. I started Be Well Sis. It is a podcast that centers the Black woman's experience to help her thrive in every which way. So physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I started it right before, like literally just a few weeks before the pandemic hit. So because of the pandemic, a lot of our conversations just lean towards mental health because I was struggling and I know people were also struggling and were trying to figure themselves out in that time. So it leaned a lot towards mental health. why did I start podcasting? I have no experience in podcasting, radio, none of those things, audio, none of that. But I started listening to podcasts like maybe in like the 2010s. The first podcast I listened to was Myleik Teal's podcast.
Oh,
So I'm not even sure how I found out about a podcast, but I found her, started listening to her. So I'm just like, oh, this is cool. Like I learned a ton from her just by listening at work. So I'm like, maybe one day I'll do the same thing. And then I just put that aside. But long story short, had my second son. It was a traumatic birth. We both almost didn't make it. And when we were home, I was just depressed. I didn't realize I was depressed though. And my therapist, when I went back to her office, she just like, friend, you are not doing good. What do you do for yourself? I'm like, not a thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I have people to take care of. Like, that's what I do for myself. She's like, no, that's not sustainable. So she's like, find an hour for yourself and do something to help you be you, not mom, not wife, not daughter, not employee, not employer, something for you. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna start podcasting. So I found women who want to talk to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I have a podcast. I got a mic, got a laptop already. Bam. Then I was like, oh, there's so much more that goes into this. So now I'm talking to the people. How do the other people hear it? So I became a podcaster trying to figure out, just learn all the things about podcasting. And fast forward to today. So I don't know if I gave enough, not enough. You tell me.
I love it. I love being on a system where people are trying to guess, like, did I do enough for you? Uh, I'll have to reevaluate my system maybe later. No, I love that. I love pre-pandemic podcasters, um, because it's different. One, you weren't trapped in the house, yet. It's a little different when you weren't, like, stuck with your own intrusive thoughts,
Yep.
um, because that's a lot of the gear got real expensive, like, March 2020,
Yep.
um, and everyone was like, "This sounds like a great idea." I I wanna kinda go back to the why of it, which was you had this traumatic birth experience with your second son.
Mhm.
How old is he now?
He's 7.
7 is wild. When you first, like, went out to start recording, were your first episodes, like, around your personal experience?
Not at all. Not at all. Um, my first few episodes, one was like a woman who was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes who actually wasn't. So it was mostly just health related. I just wanted to talk to people. Um, so my story, part of my story is that I'm from Jersey, moved to Chicago, and then my husband's job brought us to North Carolina. And I had no I don't know I still don't know anybody here in North Carolina for real. So I really didn't have like friends outside of like my oldest son's, like his friends' parents. Like we would just meet for them, but like nobody like that I knew personally. So I just wanted to podcast just to speak to women who were nerding out about things that I was nerding about as well. So everything in the health field is what I'm into. Um, my career in real life is I'm a medical doctor and I'm in academia. So, but I don't want to talk academia. I want to talk regular stuff, and make medicine and make wellness more accessible. And I figure maybe podcasting will be the way to do that.
No, I think that's fascinating because 1, you are a real medical doctor. She's looked at this thing on my leg, like, twice. So if you have real medical questions for Cassandra, feel
Do
free to
not.
drop them in the chat. Don't drop them in the chat. We are not gonna put her license on the line. I'm messing with y'all.
Do not.
She's like, "Please don't send me pictures of whatever is on your body." Um, no, I think it's fascinating because when you ended it, and also, spoiler alert, Cassandra ended her podcast. This is kind of where we're gonna go. Uh, was it a month ago at this point? 2 months? May?
About 2 months. Two
About
months.
2
Yeah.
months. Ooh, look at that, freedom.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, on Juneteenth. No, she didn't. Um,
Before Juneteenth.
before Juneteenth.
But I should have. Mic drop on Juneteenth. Like,
That
you know
would have
what?
been look, see, this is what people should pay me. Um,
Okay, Lisa feels me.
I know.
I love me some
When
Lisa.
you started, it was very health focused. Over the, like, 6 years, did you intentionally shift from, like, medical to, like, more wellness, or was that just, like, your
No.
spirit?
It was my spirit. It's like what I was going through. I'm just like, maybe I could talk to women who are well. Maybe then I will, by osmosis, become well. So no, it just was where I was at, and just talking to my friends in real life, and then just looking in the lanes that I've been online. Like we all were experiencing similar things, but at the time, like we didn't have necessarily the language to put to it. Like we just knew we felt the weight of so many different things, especially as Black women. So I figured let's just talk more about that. Let's explore it. Let's find language. Let's, learn more how to be better for ourselves.
Dope. And I want you to think back to 2020 if you can.
Mhm.
Can you remember, because I can vaguely remember 2020, 2021. Do you remember who your peers were in the space? In the wellness space? Like, when you
Um,
were searching out folks to, like, emulate or be like, "Yeah, this is kind of what I am trying to
um,
do."
yeah, in a way, there was a lot of overlap at the time with Balanced Black Girl. So Les, her original podcast, for sure. Um, if I'm being really honest, I would have to not look at her stuff because I didn't want to be influenced by what she's talking about. Her, and then people that I've met along the way, I would say, I started thinking a lot about how our locations have an impact on our wellness, especially because during the summer of George Floyd, and how we're like, I was feeling like it doesn't feel good to be here. You know what I mean? Like in the United States. So I was looking at women who had left and went abroad. So Christine Job of Flourish in the Foreign, I found her to be like a peer as well. And we became like, acquaintances through podcasting. So I would say her. I met her then. Who else? I'm trying to think. This memory ain't good. Perimenopause is killing me. So I could not even tell you. Hold on. I don't know what I did last week, let alone 5 years, 6 years ago.
Well, while you think, it's funny you bring up perimenopause because, like, I was on Threads. Threads so messy. And, like, a random thread be coming up. My algorithm all messed up because Corey sends me random threads. And it might have been you. Maybe you messed up my algorithm. Some random person is like, "At 38, your estrogen levels," by the way, I'm 38. "At 38, your estrogen levels start to mess up because that's when perimenopause starts." And I'm like, "You know what I got at 38? A heart attack. So get off of here with my let's stop that." I'm like, "I'm on the wrong part of Threads." Like,
And the way you're just so like casual is just,
it was the
I
best
mean, you got
birthday gift
me.
I've ever gotten. Not my worst birthday. Oh, but I was just funny because I'm just like, and again, you know what she was selling at the bottom of it? Of course, a digital
Oh,
product. It's like,
no.
if you give me 1997, I will
Yeah.
tell you what superfoods you can eat to help your estrogen levels. And I'm like, you know what? At 38, I have bigger problems, as it turns out.
I mean, the thing is that the problems, like, kinda they coincide, like,
They
they kinda run
all
into each
they
other,
all
sadly.
intersect. It's okay. Cassandra sent me a very nice fruit basket, y'all. I just wanna say that out there. A very nice edible arrangement. No, I bring up 2020 because 2020 was so fascinating when we think of, like, podcasting and, like, Black people podcasting, specifically, like, before, and I hate that we have to use, like, somebody's murder as, like, a timeline for things, uh, because, like, people got into it, and we have, like, and I don't like saying, during the pandemic and, like, during COVID, because COVID's still here, y'all, and it's still, like, devastating. Uh, don't be in my inbox being like, "COVID's still here. How dare you say it's gone?" I'd be mad at somebody else. But, like, wellness podcasts weren't as prevalent as they are now, particularly
Yeah,
for, like, Black people.
yeah.
And so I always wonder for folks who started wellness podcasts then. And because I started working in, like, the wellness parenting podcast space, like, 2021, and it was, like, it was even thin for Black folks then.
Mhm.
Um, like, what was your goal? Was the goal just like, "I'm just doing this for me and me and vibes?"
And that was part of it too. Like, when I was looking around and trying to figure out what it meant to be well, like years before even thinking about a podcast, I was like, every time looking for wellness, not health necessarily, but just like being well, like fully, right? Like a well rounded person who's thriving. I did not see myself. And I'm like, I know I am not the only Black chick who is looking for wellness resources or interested in like learning, right? So fast forward to when I did start the podcast, one of the big things was like, well, I don't see too much of myself here. I know I'm regular degular, like, I'm not the only one thinking about this, so let me try it. Let's like, I got a mic, so let me see if it can do something. So the idea was to have conversations that I may have been having one-on-one with folks and, like, see if we can amplify it a bit. So yeah, so people could see themselves and talk about things that, like, really hit home for us, because it's not necessarily one size fits all because we're pushed to the margins often, right? So
I hear it, I hear it. And what was do you or maybe do you remember again, I'm sorry that I have to hit you with, some memory
normal.
pieces. I'll say you ain't even that oh, that hurts my spirit. About to sing memory for you. Um, Someone cue Barbara. Do you recall the reaction back then? Or the not the reaction, reception is the word searching for.
The first thing that I remember is Danielle, I forgot her last name, but she's Grants with Creators now is what she has a platform here on
Danielle
Substack.
Desir,
This year,
oh,
yes. So she had a Facebook group, Women of Color Podcasters that I
right.
joined just to like learn as much as I can and like also
Mhm.
to like meet people. And when I first published my trailer, I was just like, guys, I posted my trailer and people went to listen and they were like so like kind and congratulatory and just motivating just by that. I'm like, oh, so like I felt like, okay, you're doing something okay. Like this, nobody's in your real life has heard of this before, but like people online get it and then this you should keep going. So like, yeah, keep going. So I remember that really vividly. Um, so shout out to Danielle.
And what about after launch? What was the reception like after launch?
It took a while. I felt like my family was very, they played it.
Not your
So after
family played it.
they did. I felt like when I saw I had like 10 listens, I was like, hold on, we doing something. um, yeah. So I remember that, and then yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember too much. I remember just like I would watch the numbers. I'm just like, okay, there are people who are listening. I think now they're outside of the family. Um, and then when I started to get emails, because I would share my email, of course, in like the show notes and stuff, or I would get DMs that like, oh, I like this episode. I'm like, oh, like people actually are there. Because that's the thing about podcasting. Like you're just talking, and it feels oftentimes like you're talking into a void, you know? Yes. Oh, and Elsie was awesome too because Elsie at the time was with Libsyn, and that was my hosting platform. And I reached out to Elsie to help promote, and she did. And that I saw like maybe 100. I'm like, okay, like I'm famous, y'all. There's 100 people listening to this podcast. I'm famous.
Yeah,
So
shout
yeah,
out to Elsie. Elsie's the
yes,
homie. Also in North Carolina. By the way, y'all can be North Carolina friends. Um,
we should. Yes, on the
Els
blog for sure. Yes.
Elsie Escobar, now with Captivate. Um, and also Elsie, just a dope human being, by the way, who
Yes.
super
Yes, the
awesome.
Rocket lives in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. That's a deep pull, that Rock and Libsyn podcast. No, 100 people look, 100 people, I always tell people when they're trying to imagine listens, particularly in early podcasting, like 100 people in a room is a big room. Like it's a
Mhm,
full room. Like you
mhm.
teach 100 students is a large lecture. That's a
Yep.
lot of obnoxious 20-year-olds. Um,
Shits.
look, you know they
My
are.
babies.
You You look, these kids ain't learning the same. George Bush left a lot of them kids behind.
Listen,
it's not all their fault.
no,
Um,
that's my frustration. I'll go
Look,
off on a tangent.
we could go off on a tangent on all them kids
Mhm.
that got left behind.
Yeah.
Um, but it's like 100 people is when you can
Mhm,
actually visualize 100 physical people, it's
mhm,
a large amount of people.
mhm.
Now, like when you stack it up to like agency buys and things like that, those numbers change and that's where people find that frustration.
Yeah.
But if you're just going off of like who is consuming this product and the
Mhm,
why of it,
mhm.
that's a really great metric that
For sure.
sustains the why.
Yep.
And I
And
think
always
for your
visiting
why is great. Yeah.
Yeah, always revisiting it. 'Cause, especially, like, if you're trying to, like, monetize and all of the other things, like you said, like, what you may have been proud of before, you're just like, "Well, shoot, I'm just not adding up anymore." Or, "Is this even worth it?" Like, constantly revisit that why, like, why did you start? And constantly, like, remember that, because it gets discouraging. Yeah.
Yo, podcast. Well, like I said last week, if y'all missed our conversation with Dominic and Twyla, podcasting is fake. Podcasting is super fake. So, like, whatever you want to make up to help you keep going, like, all the rules are just your rules.
Yep, yep.
And whatever motivates you to continue telling the stories that you want to tell, um,
Mhm.
just do it. Like,
Yeah.
who's going to
And
tell
it's
you no?
art. Right, and it's art, I never considered myself to be a creative person because I can't draw, I can't sing, I could barely dance, so I'm just like, "Well, I'm not creative," but then when I started doing my podcast, like, I'm like, "Wait, hold on, I guess I am a little creative," you know? So, think about your podcast outside of business, like, that's your art. So and nobody can tell an artist that you're doing this right or wrong. No, whatever comes from your heart, your spirit, put that out into the world, you know?
Cassandra just told a room full of black people she can't dance. I can't.
I mean, I do a little something, but, am I Janet Jackson? No, I'm not.
None of us are Janet. Why is your standard Janet? We just found out Cassandra got real deep standards. Like, I can't dance
I
because I can't
listen,
dance like Janet. What? Then
listen,
no, none of us dancing. None of
listen.
us
Okay,
dancing.
well, exactly. Okay.
I just, I need to understand your standard level. Your standard level is so wild. I'm out here just being like, yeah, can't do. What? Shenanigans. Oh, we're gonna have a
Yes,
conversation about that
definitely.
later. Um,
See,
no.
Lisa gets you. Lisa said she didn't say non-dancing, okay? Lisa gets me.
I know. Well, Lisa, got that doctorate in English, so she's gonna make sure that we coming back, making sure everything is
Okay.
perfect in the language. Uh, so 2020, you go through. Can you remember like years? Because 6 years is a long time in podcasting. Most people don't make it. I would say a lot of people once a year, one or two hits, they're like, yeah, this was a vibe. Let me go back to doing other things. I'll pick up an oboe or something. Uh, don't pick up the oboe. That is like a very hard woodwind to learn. Pick up a clarinet instead. After year one or two, you start seeing some solid numbers, right?
Yeah.
For
Mhm,
you, episodic numbers. And
mhm.
you can share them if you want. I mean, I am not gonna share them because they're
Um,
yours. Those are your babies.
I don't think I
Do you remember what you
remember.
were hitting episodically right around then?
I don't. Year
Really?
1 or 2? I do not. I feel like
I do.
year 3, 4 is when I hit my stride. 1 and 2, I don't remember.
Do you remember when we first talked?
Hmm. Was it
Now
like
we're
3
playing
years?
trivia, y'all. I'm about to play some
That
I
was
play
like
Jeopardy
4
music.
years ago. 4 years ago, I think we talked. I think. 4? 3? So
2022, I think, yeah.
22? So around then, listen, I told you the memory, okay, I'm, like, worried about myself. Is this
Somebody
early?
pretend to be a prince and slide into Cassandra's email because you can get the deed to her house.
Oh,
Um,
no. I'm very frugal. I'm very frugal now.
do you remember about episodically what numbers you were doing about 2022? We can skip to 2022. That's fine. That's only like
I
How many
don't.
years
If
ago?
you remember, you can share, but I don't
I
remember. I
do.
actually
You
don't
were
remember.
doing about 2 to 3,000 listens an episode
Year two to okay.
in 2022 when you pitched me.
Okay. That sounds about right. Okay.
I like that you're like, you're like, yeah, okay. I don't remember at all, but
I'm
I
trying
don't
to like
trust your ass enough to say
I'm
once
going to
upon
like
a time.
screenshots in my
Cassandra
head.
be so untrusting of me. It's fine. I know I
Not
don't have a
true.
trustworthy
Not true.
face.
I don't trust myself.
Gwen, you are lovely, Gwen. I appreciate you calling me young. My heart nor my knees agree. But I Gwen's now my favorite in the chat. It doesn't mean anything. It's no points and you don't get any reward except my undying love. Um, 2022, Cassandra sends me an email. I was working at a company that doesn't exist anymore, for all intents and
They don't
purposes.
exist anymore? Okay. Okay.
Look,
Sorry. Go
girl,
ahead.
we can't
Sorry.
we can have that conversation later.
Okay.
Um, and wanted to be on network. And we had a very candid conversation as to why I thought that was a bad idea, which was fun fact. Uh, and you were doing about like I'd say your average was about 2.5. You had
Mhm.
some that did about 3 and some that did about 2. And it was a really great like kit, like a media kit. Um, but for Black podcasts at that time in that niche, 3,000 listens an episode was solid.
Mhm.
Do you remember what happened around there to go from 100 listens to 3,000 listens an episode?
Oh, I think, and I hate to say it, but that summer, so 2020, that summer, and like that year, that 2020, 2021, that whole year, when non-Black people were now trying to support to Black people is where I think I got a lot of traction. I had one of my early episodes I had on, oh my gosh, my memory is failing me, but her name, she's a nutritionist, no, she's a therapist who speaks about um disordered eating in the Black community. I had her on really early and she took off online. And because I was the only podcast she had been on, I got a lot of people who were interested in her listening to me. I also got therapists using a couple of my early episodes as like part of their like wellness kits for their clients. I got a couple of write-ups about Black podcasters, one in the city of Charlotte and another one, I think like some running magazine. I don't know how they found me, but like, so because of what I was talking about and that there really weren't that many of us at the time, I think that really just helped a lot tremendously for me to get a listening, to get an audience base. So I think that was like one of the main things. And then I learned what marketing even meant because I'm not from that world. So I did a lot of studying. How do you get people to listen to your thing? Where should you be positioning yourself for, you know? So I did a lot of, I was nerding out. But some of it was luck as well, if I'm being honest.
No, I love that. Last week we talked a little bit about um we talk about it a lot actually, but last week we talked about how again, I hate using someone's murder as a changing point and how
Mhm,
things were consumed. But
mhm.
after that happened, people did start looking for more Black
Yeah.
things because all these companies started making this promise for funding and for consumption, and, white people felt bad for, like, a second.
Mm-hmm.
Clear
Hmm.
that's as we all know, that's gone.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but we saw, these buys. We saw people, Twyla told a story about Mark Wahlberg wanting to make content. She's just like, "No, I'm good."
Wow.
Um, look, we all have scruples. So,
Yeah.
uh, but after that and for, like, 2021 and it started to die in, like, 2022,
Hmm.
2023. Um, we see this uptick of, like, consumption of Black content that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I like threading these things together of like,
Mhm.
what
Mhm.
happened? Did we see it? Did it happen? Who was there? And like, yeah, we saw a bunch of like Essence write ups. I think we had some shows in the
Yeah.
same Essence write up, and it was always like the same 10 shows. They might have swapped out one
Yeah.
or two because there just weren't a bunch
Yeah.
of shows that
Yeah.
one didn't sound terrible, um, and two hit like wellness, health, relationship, um, content like that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Remember Clubhouse back in the day?
Yes.
So Clubhouse was huge for me too because they had 1 year, maybe the only year, but they had like a Clubhouse like creator thing. And I'm like, well, let me pitch Be Well Sis. And I won. So like that was every week for, what was it for a summer? So like for maybe 12 weeks, every week, like they would promo like my room and I would promo my show in that room. And I got paid for it. I'm like, this was a win-win. So I think that was also really helpful in
They
growth
paid you
too.
money?
They paid. Yeah, it was 15,000.
15,000?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
3 months, 5K a month. Yep.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's
But
look.
they still here.
I love a good segue. So we talk about money.
But they're
Uh
still here. Okay, Lisa said that's still Clubhouse is
yep,
still around.
Lisa and I
I
still
didn't
be
realize
talking.
that.
Look, I know Elsie, look, $15,000 is wild. For
Listen,
3
it
months?
was yeah, that was my to date, that was my largest, like, here, and it was 60 minutes every week was nothing. Yes, thank you. I will take
Just
that.
60 minutes a week?
Mhm, you have to have
Oh,
an hour-long show. Mhm.
I love that. I love see, that's the money I miss, Elsie. Elsie, we need to get back to that. It's never gonna happen, but I love that for you. But let's talk a little about the money. Um I call 2020 to like 2022 the golden age of Black money and podcasting for anybody who's not a celebrity. How has the uh monetization side looked like for you? I would consider your show for like an independent show, numbers wise, to be pretty solid. Uh I know some like y'all, I know some of the answers to these questions, but this is for y'all. Um, what would you say that aside from your $15,000 clubhouse bonanza, um, what has that looked like for someone who has had a successful show?
Up and down. I wanna say, of course, from 2021 to, like, 2023 were, like, the best years. I can consistently say, "Okay, I know all of my podcasting fees will be covered, and I might have a little bit of something for myself." Um, so that was the most consistent, and then at around 2024, like, it has been a nosedive. So I'm like, "What is going on?" And we know what's going on. It's politics. Politics matter, friends. I hear people say, "Well, I don't really get involved in politics." Politics is involved in you, okay? Um, so yeah, so things changed. But up until that, it was consistent. I think on like a bad month, if I'm being really candid, maybe a bad month would be like maybe $300 from some type of ad deal. Um, and then good months are really good, depending. It also depends on my cadence too, because independently, like I'm like like yeah, I just would sometimes just disappear for a little bit. If I didn't have like slots that needed to be like filled, if I didn't have like obligations to a company, like I'd be like, oh, you know what? I am not feeling great. So let me just sit down for a second. Tell the audience not a damn thing. Don't do that. Be be better than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, since before things have been awful. Okay.
I mean, I wasn't trying to put you on blast for your publishing habits
I'll be
for a minute there,
I'll be
but
honest.
let's be honest, you were doing all of it yourself, yes?
Yeah, like 99% of it myself. Yeah. Every once in a while, I
And
would outsource. Yeah.
how would you describe your publishing cadence? Um, to the people. Like, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to say nothing.
What are we saying? Like, are we saying before 2024? Or,
Yeah,
I mean,
before
because
2024. Before 2024.
it was sometimes that'd be great. Sometimes I would have like a solid 3 months. You hear me every week, and then I would just be ghost for 2 months, and then I'd come back. It would be the cycle. It would be the cycle. I would get overwhelmed with life, and I would just be like, I can't do this, and just take a step back. Um, I feel you, Star. Star says I do that now. It's hard. It's hard. We may be so well intentioned, but like one thing falls apart, and then the whole system falls apart. So yeah, my cadence was not good. Not good at all.
She said I had a problem. Um, yeah, life.
Yes,
Life is the reason for Pod Fade. I love it,
yes,
Elsie. Look,
and it's a lot of work, truly, all of
and I
that.
and I think we can talk a little bit about that. As we hit roll up here at 5:15. Just to remind you, if you've strolled in late, we're talking with Doctor. She's a medical doctor, Cassandre Dunbar. Oh, you got one of your kids? Or yell at one
Yeah,
of her
y'all know
kids.
what he means.
Which one is it? The older
Mhm.
one or the younger
It's
one?
the little one. The older one does not care about me. Okay, I have to fund his aesthetic, and that's it. The little one be interested. Hey, babe.
Is it quarter zip? Not quarter zip. Hey, little
No, this
one.
is not quarter zip. This is my fencer. He's been fencing all week.
Oh, okay. He's fancy.
Yep.
Gonna go to
Okay.
the Olympics. Gonna make sure
Yeah,
his
yeah.
mom ends up in a good nursing home. Um, Look, I'm putting my mother in a terrible nursing home. Shady Pines for her. Um, we're hitting the
Okay.
like
You like pretzels?
5:15. So while Cassandra makes sure that she's a good parent, so her children put her in a good nursing home when she's older. Just want to remind you all, we are talking to Dr. Cassandra Dunbar of Be Well Sis. This is the Pivot, presented by Black Podcasters Association, right here on Black Pod News. Um, I know, right? Just like a little copy paste. Um, BlackPodcastersAssociation.com. Look at all our events. So while we've got this little one just chilling here, I love to talk about life, and I love to talk to independent podcasters about life because I generally don't work independently. I have some folks I do stuff with on the site for free, but they are, for the most part, heavier influencers. Um, but like as I was talking to Twyla and Dominic last week, I think that a lot of independent podcasters forget that they have to like live life as well as podcast.
Mhm.
And and this is the 7-year-old,
Yeah. So why are you
right?
nodding?
He's not, look, he agrees.
I do
So
agree.
I'm here for it. This is the one, this is the physical manifestation of the age of your podcast, right?
Yeah, which is insane. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Uh, and when I think of like, look, physical manifestations are wild because you think of like the age of your podcast and you have this tiny human here. How did you manage like raising a whole being that can now talk and nod, and work full time? You've got another one who wants quarter zips. You have a husband who I assume wants time from you. And you're producing, editing, marketing a successful podcast, and you got 24 hours in a day. I assume you
Honestly,
sleep.
I do not a lot. I'm doing better though, because that is one on my list to like, girl, you got to sleep. But I have a village. I'm really really grateful. Even when they didn't get what I was doing, like my mom lives with us as well. So even when my mom and my husband were like, I don't understand this, they're like, whatever, like it's your time, so we got you. And we want whatever this thing is that we don't understand to be successful. So we got you. So that was really important to have somebody to, when I'm, for example, when I'm interviewing, so like, hey, mommy needs quiet, and like they would help keep the kids quiet when they were much smaller and had less impulse control, or would take them out, make sure just do what they could. And then I did a lot of things late at night. So when after I put the kids to bed, that's when I would try to, nerd out and try to learn some stuff about podcasting, when I would edit and things like that. But I have a village and I'm really grateful for it.
It's hard for me to get to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I feel that. It's hard for me to get to sleep too.
um, so yeah, I think that was, and it became part of like our family in a way. Like Be Well Sis was our third child. And it sounds so ridiculous, but people were in my house at least were that invested, Go see if the shower is free now. Okay.
No, just pooping.
Okay, thank you. Um, so
Everybody poops. Oh.
okay. So yeah, it became like our third child. So like people were invested, like in my house were invested too. I think also because like I was losing my shit and they're like, okay, this thing makes her a little bit more pleasant to be around and she's like more centered and calm. Let's keep fostering this thing for all our sake. So yeah, I think it's really important to have people that get it. And they may not be in your home, but like have a circle of folks that understand what you're trying to do. Maybe they don't understand it fully, but they know it's important to you, so it's important to them as well. But even with still life happens, right? So there are times when the kids get sick and when they're really little, like if one gets sick, we all sick, right? So things happen and the ebbs and flows of just like moods and stuff like that. I'm somebody who has been depressed since I have like opened up my eyes. So like some days like are good, other days or seasons are not so good. And you can tell in my podcasting cadence. So when I just really didn't have any extra energy, I would be gone. Hey Dominic. Yeah. So I say also just give yourself grace and know that you are human. I was trying to operate as a team when it really was just me. So I would look to the people who I felt had made it and I really appreciated what they did and tried to be like them, but like I wasn't there yet. So of course I would be in this endless cycle of burning out. So I would get the energy and then like go for it and then burn out. And then it would keep happening over and over again. So yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Are you mute or am I mute? Hold on. Hold on, let me check my audio. Okay. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. You gonna draw something?
No, I'm just writing down something.
What you got to write?
Something
Sorry.
that's
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go to your space. Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Oh, it's Crystal. Okay. Okay. All right, so I guess she'll be right back then. Let me text her. But yeah. I think she's working out what's happening with the audio. Yeah. Her sound dropped. Okay, because I can't see her video either, so I'm not sure if you guys can see her video, but I cannot.
Me either.
Okay, thank you. But I will say this: did they? Sometimes they would. So in the early going, so when I would drop off, they would respond. So sometimes people would like send an email. I got a couple of, and I'll never forget, like a couple of like Apple reviews that were saying that like, yeah, you like are inconsistent. And that like hurt my feelings because I was like deep in my depression. But I get it. At the same time, because I didn't give any warning. So what I did learn to do was like, I felt that I was getting burnt out with time, I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to be here, for the next whatever. So I'll give like a little heads up that I wasn't going to be there. But in the beginning, yeah, they were kind of mean, but I get it. Yeah, an Apple review. I was like, dang, that's like permanent. Like it's forever. Yes. Um, can we oh yeah. But I get it too. I get it. I understood where that person was coming from. Let's see. So my cover art. So my original cover art, I loved so much. So it was a silhouette of a Black woman with like some monstera leaves behind her, and she didn't have a face. And I loved it because, first of all, my person who did my my original website also did my podcast site. And when we were just talking for her to understand what I wanted from her, like she just got it. And I was like, I love that the person didn't have a face. So that the idea was that so you can see yourself in the woman on the silhouette. But now, yeah, I love that one so much. But now my podcast cover art, it just says "Be Well, Sis." It's just the typography that's like kind of like 70s retro-ish. And then it has like tropical flowers in the background, like really soft, feminine, all those things. Yes, Lisa, so you got it. So you got it. But I think me and Crystal were going to talk about it. I eventually did sign to a network and they wanted to have a refresh. So they didn't want to use the same cover art anymore. So they had somebody create new cover art for me, which I still think is beautiful, but I was tied to my original girl. Cause I just felt like we all can see ourselves somehow in her. Like, cause yeah. Um, there was something else. What made me stop? So that is the question. Honestly, I felt like podcasting took up so much of my time, and so much of my resources, all the resources, right? And I just wasn't getting out of it what I was putting into it. And I'm a really critical person. Like I really criticize myself harshly. I'm working on it, but that's just who I am. And I found that I was doing lot more comparing myself to the others. And I'll be so honest, not only did the revenue diminish starting in 2024, but also the listens started to diminish too. Like 2020, so towards the end of last year, I'm not sure what happened. It was like a sharp decline. Like the growth was like negligible. And that bothered me. And I hate that I'm one of those people that was obsessed with metrics, but that's who I am. I can hear you now.
Can
I
you?
hear. Yep,
Okay.
perfect. Perfect, perfect. Yep, comparison is very much a thief of joy. So yeah, so what I felt was like, well, maybe the audience and people just aren't listening to this type of content anymore. So maybe I should just stop. And also just because of the time too, the kids are both older now and they require me in a different way. So like you
Just
shocked.
skipping ahead on my people
Mhm.
skipping ahead on my questions. Uh,
Yes. Yeah, people started to go back outside. They had to go back to work. And I think people's listening behaviors change. So, because life is harder in a different way than it was in 2020, people, I think, and I'm also, people are listening to lighter things. Like, I listen to podcasts that are comedy now, like, for the most part, you know? You play Sean Smith.
I also
um,
blame Sean Smith. Um,
Yes, also Elsie, for sure. For sure.
the least.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. The Apple
Yeah.
catalog update sucked.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for struggling with my technical difficulty. Lemon, my dog, decided to step on my cable. I know it's okay. You're cute. I'll let you live. I love that rapid fire. We'll go back and touch on some.
I want to say hi to the dog.
You wanna say hi to
You
the
want to say
dog?
hi to the
Yeah.
dog? Okay, come here. There's the dog. She's got
Oh,
one eye.
She's a cutie.
that one's a cute one.
Thank you. I said you're cute, even though you're a menace. Don't put your mouth on.
She said thank you.
Are you sure the bathroom's free? Let me see. It is 8:26. Go check.
Go
Okay,
shower.
time.
I smell gross.
You don't smell gross. You don't. You smell lovely. That's not true.
Smell like
You smell good.
outside. we were talking about, and we'll circle back to a lot of that, having a village. Dominic said your husband was lovely.
Yeah.
Last
I don't
week they
talk
were
to them
giving
much.
last week they were giving shout out to podcast partners. I'll give you an opportunity to shout out your podcast partners. You did a fine job though. So shout out to the villages. No, I think it's something that people not forget, maybe don't give enough credit for, which is like, you can't do this by yourself. Podcasting is not a solo quest if you are an independent podcaster. And when you watch these well-produced shows that have like multicam edits, there are generally at least 4 or 5 people working on that show.
Yeah.
And so like trying to emulate something that you can't emulate because you don't have, 1, the equipment, 2, generally the skill, and 3, the personnel, it it creates that sense of like, well, what am I doing wrong? Like, how do I get to there? And it's like, well, your there is not there. You know, we ain't all gonna dance like Janet because we're not in the rehearsal studio 14 hours a day. We don't have a nutritionist, with us. We don't have a whole entourage of people making sure that we can be Janet every day. But you can still, dance well. It just won't be Janet. And I think that's something that's important that we all take with us. Not an epic quest of bathing. I gave Cassandra props for raising male humans the other day. I had men in my house the other day because I was getting this HVAC repair that you hear. And I cannot. just I just cannot. I'm not used to it. I'm like, why is there urine everywhere in my bathroom? I'm not. So kudos to all of y'all. I don't understand it. I've
I
never.
refuse to send that type of mail out into the world. Ain't nobody gonna say your mama didn't raise you right.
I just don't.
Like, no.
Why? Everywhere? And
No.
I've never had to. That's why I'm just like, thank you, baby Jesus, for making me gayer than a bucket of wigs.
Email inbox.
Did he draw something?
He's been copying that email inbox.
Oh, don't show her inbox.
Thank you so much.
Just all that personal information. The chancellor said.
Yes, thank you.
Subscribe already.
Subscribe already.
Subscribe. We will subscribe, absolutely. So 20, let's go. We can skip 20. Look, you can talk about your art. I love the art piece. Let's talk a little bit about what you hit a little bit. You went rapid fire. I'm gonna roll it on back.
Yeah.
We all know you ended the podcast, not on Juneteenth. Missed opportunity. It's fine. Can't take it back now. What were the conversations or thoughts or feelings around ending the podcast? When did you first think about saying like, I think I'm good here? Like, what was the mindset like first? And do you remember when did you first think about it?
Around 2024 or 5, maybe 5. I was like, this is not feeling great anymore. And yeah, I felt like I was kind of lost in. All right, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I feel like when I signed with the network, I kind of lost myself because I thought, well, you know what? These people are the experts, and let me take my foot off the gas a little bit and let me just defer a little bit more to them. Like, they know better than me. And I feel like in that, I felt like I was learning them, they were learning me, and then the podcast kind of lost itself. And I didn't feel good about what I was like hearing back. So then I was just like, all right, well, let me like slow down and start to like shift and to get back to where we need to be. And then at the same time, I'm looking at the metrics and it's like, okay, the audience is also feeling what I'm feeling and it's not looking good. So again, I'm hard on myself. So I'm just like, oh girl, you suck. Like, let's just throw it in right here. I could imagine. I could imagine that happens all the time. But yeah, so then I was like, I think after the first year, I'm like, girl, like, you gotta get back into the driver's seat. And then I'm starting putting all of my effort in and I'm like driving the conversations differently, who we're speaking to, who's on the show, and like all things like that. And it's like, okay, I'm putting all of my blood, sweat, and tears into this. And that used to work. And now it's not working anymore. So I'm just like, I don't like the feeling of working hard and not reaping the benefits of that hard work. So I'm like, I don't know. And now my kids are like doing extracurricular activities. So I have to physically be in different places now. So I can't just do all the things like I used to do. So I'm like, maybe I need to shift. Like while Be Well Sis was like our third child, like she's not a person, like for real. And I have two people who are looking me in my face and need a ride. Or need help with homework or need all the other things. So I need to so I just reprioritize. Again, my husband has been great. My mom has been great. The cutest thing, for you guys who don't know, I'm Haitian American. So she doesn't really listen to or watch like American media. But one day I heard her, she listens to everything like on her phone, on speakerphone. She doesn't believe in headphones or that's another conversation. And I'm like, I hear my voice. And I walk in and she listened to my podcast and she's like, I listen every week, every Wednesday. And I was just like, it means something to you. But anyway, fast forward, I'm just like, no, I don't have the time anymore. As much as I wish I had 26 hours a day, I don't, and nobody does. So I have to figure out how do I best use my time. And these are the critical years for my kids. And if I'm not feeling like this is bringing me so much joy like it used to, let me just go ahead and scale back. Like I just don't have the time anymore.
No, I think that's the stuff. Like, those are the conversations that a lot of people don't really have. And they push through because they feel like they have to have it all. And we don't define what it all is. Right? And you're right. Like, the podcast is dope. And you're like, for the longest time, it was this third child. And it filled a lot of needs for you. But you got two actual humans who like need you. And one who has been with you as the podcast grew, right? The manifestation of age of podcasts is sitting on your lap right now.
Yeah.
And they're going to only get older. And you only have a limited amount of time with them before they become, as some of the folks in this chat call, your broke best friends.
Right.
And don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Yeah.
And
what's interesting is I was telling you how Noah, my oldest, we'll call him Quarter Zip. He, when I told him that I'm quitting, he was just like, quitting? He's like, I don't want you to quit. He's just like, why? And I told him my reasons. He's just like, no. He's like, I don't like it. I'm sorry, Ma. Like, you keep going. And I'm just like, I get it. So I don't know. It's funny because I kind of feel like part of me, like I should be that model of like perseverance, but like also, I don't know. And what I told him is that, I'm quitting for now. I may come back. I may not, but like for now, this what feels the best for me.
are
So
you telling these people you may come back? You got 46 people in this room. Are you telling them?
mayhaps.
Are you keeping hope alive for these people?
And it would not be like this year, maybe not even next year, but like I may. I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like I have some things I would love to talk about. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. And I think it doesn't have to be the way that it was. Like it can be a different iteration of the show. Hi Kelly. Kelly is also one of the people that I met podcasting years ago. Black Girl Burnout. Really dope podcast in Substack. And we had this conversation about it doesn't have to look a certain way. You can evolve and it can evolve with you.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the core of it, right, it was about you having something for yourself. And if the something for yourself right now is making sure you raise two healthy young boys into well-rounded young men, like, that's your thing for now. It doesn't mean that this thing that you have, we have over what, 200 episodes? Maybe, I think maybe 3? I don't
I
know.
think close to 3. I think 250
You're
or something.
you're close to 3. I think Lisa hit 3, confusing all these long-standing, podcasts. Um, a catalog of a history, right? And the thing that I love about Black podcasters specifically, uh, is that it's a continuation of the oral tradition, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you have this thing that exists still. So it's not like it's just gone and doesn't exist as a sort of cultural reference for folks looking for wellness and even just stories that people can look back to
Yeah.
that they didn't have before. So it's like it truly is a treasure and um as Lisa likes to say, a possibility model for other podcasters who might be starting net day one, like net new, of what can I do and with, 2 small children, 3 small children, 50, 11 small children. I don't know how y'all be affording children in this economy. I don't understand because I'm going broke with this dog and these laboobers. Uh, but I think it's just like a phenomenal thing that you have done. And even just having those honest conversations with yourself, because I don't think enough people have conversations with themselves about like
Mm,
what makes more sense right now.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. And part of me too was thinking about, like, as I was thinking about, like, next seasons and things, I'm just like, I feel like I've talked about, like, I've brushed on most of the things as it relates to, like, wellness, and I don't want to fall into the trap of feeling like, "Well, I need to have this spin," or, like, what's, like, rage bait? Like, that's just not my shit, you know what I mean? And I kinda felt like, well, this is what's winning right now, but that's not me. So, yeah, so Be Well Sis has a period right now, and that's okay. Like, there's
I'm
that
not
art.
gonna call it a period. I'm gonna call it like a semicolon. I don't know. Tell me, Lisa, is a semicolon appropriate? If Lisa's still in the chat, she got a doctorate in English. Um, I'm gonna call it a semicolon because you gave a possibility for coming back, even if it's in a different iteration than what it has been. Uh,
Yeah.
ellipsis. Okay, see, this is
I
why
know
we
what
need.
ellipsis is. Oh my gosh. Let me look back at the grammar. What is that? Ah, okay,
See,
okay,
she fixed it for
okay.
us. Oh, it's an ellipsis for now. I'm not gonna call it a period. I'm gonna call it an ellipsis because again, even if it's something different, I think you should rage bait people. Um, personally.
No,
Like, are you too stupid to go to the doctor? And then the answer just
no.
be no. Go get that thing checked. Um, that mole is serious. I think you should. I always think people should come back, even if you never publish it. Just record something for you.
I
I
might.
love people just because people need to journal more. Stay off the internet and journal.
Yes.
Stay off the
So,
internet and journal. Keep your stuff to yourself. I don't need to hear all y'all's intrusive thoughts. Uh,
yes, one of my friends, she's really big in journaling. She's like, "You gotta journal." She's also a therapist. I'm just like, "I don't like to journal." I'm just like, "It takes me forever to get what's here to, like, the whatever." She's like, "How about you do a voice note?" I'm just like, "I'll do that." It's been great. I've been, I guess, personal podcasting
you've
lately.
been personal. See, she a dirty liar. The ellipsis has already started, y'all. She's
Okay.
been personal podcasting on us this entire time. I told y'all I'd get to the bottom of it. See, this is why we have these conversations, so I can just
Yeah.
expose people for what they be doing.
And I'll say one more thing too about why I stopped podcasting. I felt like I spent so much time, like, thinking about, like, ideating the podcast, recording the podcast, promoting the episode, that I, like, was not, because time is limited. I was not living for real. Like, I was on this, like, endless hamster wheel of responsibility. Like, whether it's like work, home, podcast, and it was just like, this is overwhelming. Like, all I have is a to-do list. So one of the things I told myself I have to do is, girl, you gotta live. Like part of the reason why I felt like I was bored listening to myself is because I wasn't living for real. So I told myself, like, go and have fun, like make fun part of my to-do list. Cause that is, if you know me, you know that like fun, we don't have time for fun here. But like, so I have had to switch things up a little bit and make room for fun and for life, because life is going to be there. Like the hard parts about adulting is always going to be there, but I have to intentionally create space to like to breathe a bit. So that's what I'm doing now.
Look, I mean,
Burrito.
and in full transparency, like some of the conversations we had, maybe this was 2025, maybe fall 2025, I want to say, was I would ask you, I'm like, are you even having fun?
You would all the time because you could tell I wasn't.
Because I could tell you were. Like, she, like, truly, truly. And like, one of the things that I feel like I'm pretty good at is I can tell when I'm listening to something and I'm like, this doesn't even sound like this person is enjoying
Yeah.
like this conversation, that they're having a good time. And I'm just like, are you enjoying talking to this person? Because you sound miserable. And well, for you, a lot of it, you're like, yeah,
And I
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Like I enjoyed like
Girl, the answer was no.
no,
You
I
are not
did.
having
I
fun.
promise you I enjoyed 99.99% of the guests.
I think
I
you had
really did.
I think you enjoyed the conversations. I think you were not having a good time podcasting.
Okay, for sure. Big picture podcasting was too much. It was just another job that I was not getting paid for. So I'm
Look,
like, okay, what's the reward here? So for sure.
yeah, I think you were having fun talking to people, but because I think you enjoy talking to people, but I don't think you were having fun like podcasting.
Mm-mm, I
'Cause
wasn't,
it
because
was
I
just
felt like
what's
the machine was changing like so quickly. I couldn't keep up with all the pivots. So I'm just like, okay, I'm tired. Like I'm tired of learning a new thing and then that thing not being applicable today. Like it's too much.
and that thing not being applicable to Black people.
Okay, that too. Like heavy on that. Um, yeah.
That thing not being applicable to Black people, that thing not being applicable to marginalized creators, that thing not being
Mhm.
applicable to people not hitting a certain threshold, that
Mhm.
thing
Mhm.
uh being played in our face with, like, and we
Yeah.
would have those conversations because I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah.
multicultural spend is not, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
what it was,
Yeah.
where you would get a brand deal at, you used to be able to get a brand deal at like 1,500 listens as a Black creator,
Yeah.
and now they won't even take a look at you with that under 10,000.
Yep. Yep.
And that CPM is like, Elsie, correct me if my CPMs are off, like 23, maybe 22 now. And you used to see, I know I was once upon a time seeing on Black podcasts like 28, 29
Yeah.
at a low number. And the rules just change. And they
Yep.
change them as they feel like it. It's just like,
Truly. Yeah. I
it's like, you
remember
want DraftKings? You can have DraftKings. You want
no, thank you. Like, not for my people. No, thank you. No. One of my favorite podcasts, they're huge, but they were talking about the same thing. And it's just like they're talking about my same struggle. That's insane. But the girls from A Horrible Decision, now Decisions, were saying how they have been called unmarketable and yada yada yada, and they have a pretty big audience. And the white girls who were doing the same exact type of content were ones on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just okay. Like this is just across the board. This is just the experience.
well, yeah,
And
they're getting hit with brand safety, which is a whole other, and then they automatically, if we wanted to go into brand safety, like they always hit Black creators with extra brand safety checkpoints that they
mhm,
don't hit white creators with.
yep,
Um,
yep.
and
Call Her Daddy is doing great, and they talk
it's
similar
oh
content.
yeah, and look, everyone forgets what she did to her co-host, but the North remembers. Um, the North remembers. Y'all can Google that.
Okay, I
But
have to
don't
do
use the Google AI. Actually go and look at articles. Don't be
mm,
using Google AI for your information. Um, but yeah, brand safety is what kills a lot of those deals. And, you know, you also remember the back in the day with like guaranteed money. You used to be able to get guaranteed money for deals.
yeah,
Um, and now everything, very few people are getting guaranteed money. When you're seeing guaranteed, like
Yeah.
an MG deal, money guaranteed deal, those are for like your top 1% of creators. And so like when Cass is talking about like pivots in that way, it's just like, okay, you think you have a threshold that you can hit, and then you hit it, and then they're like, JK, not for you.
Exactly. And I got sick of that. Like, I got sick because I'm very focused on like, I hit metrics. Like, okay, well, if you say that the threshold is 10,000, I'm going to work towards that. Don't tell me when I get to that finish line that now we're switching it up. I can't keep up. Like, my spirit, I'm too sensitive. Like, I can't do it. I
Cass is
can't.
very sensitive. You're a Libra, right?
I
You're a
am.
Libra? Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
Libra. I'm very sensitive.
Cass is a very sensitive Libra too. No one ever guesses my sign. $5 for the chat if you don't know me and it's fake $5, Monopoly money. If you don't know me and guess my sign.
Yes, Elsie, and I think that's what really ruined things for us. Especially when we're talking about like the celebrities when they entered the game. I think that's when it really like went to shit. Because they were like throwing money at celebrity podcasts who did not hit their metrics, and then so now people pulled out. That's my thought. Kelly says Cancer.
Not a Cancer, but love that. Love that guess though. I wish I held grudges like Cancers could. My partner's a Cancer. Her birthday was yesterday. I know, right? She got so much stuff spoiled from me. Yeah, it's and that's the thing. Elsie hits it on the head. Like when those folks are getting the guaranteed money and then they
Yep.
don't hit the numbers and they come in these big umbrella deals, not a Leo. And then like they shed all the deals under. It's just like it ruins it for everyone.
Yeah.
It just ruins it for everyone. And it resets the market to something impossible. To something absolutely impossible, which is just wild to me.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also when you read like these reports and these studies and they say like, oh, podcasting is doing this. Podcasting is doing this amount of money. Advertisers are doing this. They generally don't mean you. Like they don't mean independent podcasters. When they're talking about these metrics, it's always like that top 20 of podcasts, the ones that are bringing in those millions of dollars. And it's hard because like you read it and you have those aspirational goals. And I love aspirational goals, but you also have to just, do the research and understand who are they talking about and who are the players that are pushing for those folks to continue to get that like top 1%. Capitalism be everywhere, y'all. Top 1% be 1%ing in every aspect
Yeah.
of the market. And so like for podcasts that I would consider incredibly successful in their niches, like they are still having to fight to get those slices of the pie that they should absolutely be able to monetize on because they have these dedicated, devoted audiences that are listening every week and would buy. Like they would buy. These are audiences that are brand loyal, but
Yeah.
Agencies are generally risk adverse.
Yeah.
Is the easiest way to describe it. Which I know is frustrating because as someone who had to work with Cass, like Cass is very numbers focused, and and
I'm psychotic.
she's just like it doesn't make sense, and I'm like, girl, I can't help you. And she did everything right. Like you did everything right. I think that's the frustrating part is when you do everything right and it doesn't go. But can you? And if you have any questions for Cass, please put them in the chat. Can you tell people, since we've done this pause, we're in the ellipses stage
Yes.
of your podcasting journey. What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm having fun.
Living the
It's
best life.
summertime. The kids, exactly. The kids are home, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different this time, and just for real, like be present with them. And I'm doing a lot of chauffeuring. Yeah. Everybody has a different type of camp, a different instrument, different this, different that, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm trying to have fun. I said before, like I don't know too much about astrology, but yes, I'm a Libra, but I'm also a Capricorn rising, so I need a project all the damn
Oh,
time.
you
So I'm
so
over here,
busy. You're so
like,
sensitive and need
you know
something to
how many businesses I have up here? Okay. Do you know how many? Some I actually have on paper, and my husband's just like, "Pick whatever you wanna do, just pick one, like, whatever pick it, and I'll support you." So yeah, I've just been thinking about things, and also I've just been trying to have fun, so doing a lot of travel this year. I went back to my favorite city in America, which is Chicago.
I was
Wow.
about to say Charlotte.
No, Charlotte I hate. I just live there. Chicago. Had a good time in Chicago, had a good time in Philly. Just we're going up to Virginia Beach soon. Then we have Atlanta. So just trying to
Going on a
just
world tour? What are you doing?
yeah,
Cass's world tour?
world tour and people get married and such. So yeah,
Okay.
gotta support the village. But yeah, so I've just been trying to not do too much in my head. And just trying to be outside, like, in a meaningful way. So, like, concert, one of my friends was in here, Jess was in here, so we've done one concert together, we did the Roots picnic together, that was a good time. But, yeah, I'm just trying to chill for now. I plan to come back, to Substack in the fall, and I'm trying to figure out what do I want my Substack to look like? Because again, I'm seeing things in the world that I wanna talk about with somebody. But I'm trying to like, "Girl, calm down." So I'm trying to figure out how can I maybe utilize Substack in a different way.
Can't be fighting
Um,
on the internet. Twyla says we can't fight on the internet in 2026. So
no, no, and you know what? I used to love Threads, and then I realized that I hate to say it, but remember
I
when
hate
we
to
were
say it.
in school, like, when we were in, like, middle school, high school, like, there would be, like, different levels of classes, right? Like, nowadays all in the same type class.
Yup,
Now it's manifesting in
yup.
threads and in the world, like, we don't all have the same level of comprehension, so
No.
we cannot be arguing with folks, like, for what? Like, for what? But
Cass
it's
said I'm a
growth.
medical doctor and I'm over here arguing with the interns. I cannot.
Sometimes with the fellow doctors, like, what are we talking about here? Like, I have to block so many people because what are we saying here? Like, words mean things, and you know that. Like, you should know better. I'm sorry. I get frustrated real quick. Somebody was saying how Black folk don't need sunscreen. This was a dermatologist, a Black dermatologist, and I said, "I'm just gonna call you names. You're not." Um, but yeah, so right now I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm trying to like relax, keep my blood pressure down, and then just figure out if I come back, how I'll come back.
You already
Uh,
said when. Stop saying if because we already put the ellipse.
I don't have to
Dr.
win.
Lisa already put the ellipses in. We can't go be putting ifs when we already said when.
Wait, trackless education, inclusive classrooms. We have trackless education right now. Is that what's happening in the schools?
Shaw Smith is an educator, so
Oh my goodness. Well, we got to talk. What's going on? My kids' school like hate me as well. Also because I'm not a formal educator. Like I didn't go to school for like education. But I'm just like, hold on, this is not making sense to me. Like, yes, Lisa.
I don't
um, but yeah, so yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna come back. Definitely not anytime soon. But yeah, I'm just trying to live because you have to live in order to create art, and I consider podcasting my art. So hopefully, I'll come back with something fresh. If I do come back, and if I don't, it's okay.
Okay. She's like,
But like,
see, y'all gotta hold her accountable. All 50 of y'all in here. You could DM her once a week. I'm giving you permission. Just say the Black Podcasters Association gave me permission to DM you once a week about when you'll come back and that we love you. Please continue to live your best life. So when you see her outside, you can cheer her on too for living her best life. Uh, no, I'm super excited that you're like outside. I think I saw you post about being at the Roots picnic, and I'm like, oh, you outside, because Cass was never outside, y'all.
I was not.
Like,
I was at my desk.
at her desk being miserable. And as someone who loves being inside because my mortgage is high, I'm always thrilled when someone else is living their best outside life. And also just like I think Lisa said it, like you can hear the levity in your voice. Like you genuinely seem happier.
I feel
Like,
a little bit better. I do.
yeah, like there's just space for you to find something new for you to do. Whatever that is. Like, yes, you're being a whole parent and like, oh yeah, children, they're the future, whatever. But also like a new adventure.
Yeah.
Because yeah, life is short. Life is short, y'all. You
Yeah.
might be having a birthday and have a heart attack and then be like, damn, oh, cold world. Oh, and you just don't know. So
Yeah.
like you might need to just reevaluate and figure out like what do you want to do? Like why am I even doing this and am I still having fun doing it? Now if you're
Right.
still having fun doing it, like keep doing it.
Right. Right. Right.
But if you're not having fun, like
Yeah. It's
start
okay to
asking those questions.
Yep, for sure. And I think about my kids a lot in the sense that I wanna be a model of, like, what a well-rounded human looks like, and if mama's always working, how well-rounded am I? Not,
Ooh,
you know? So,
it's a whole
yeah.
word right there.
Like, yes, work hard, but also life is to be like life is short, but it's also long. I don't want I've been thinking a lot about, 80-year-old me, like I don't want her to be like really boring because she ain't lived life. Like she was just paying bills and raising kids like in the way that's just like, you know? So yeah. I love seeing like old ladies who are like full of life still and like vibrant. And I'm like, hold on, they didn't turn 80 and become that. They've always been that, and they've just continued to be themselves. And if you inside working all the time, girl, it's not gonna be you, Cass. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
I also love that for you. Just like, yeah, I was just gonna wait till I was 80 and then turn up. Um,
Because that was
turn
my mindset. Like, soon as I'm done with all these responsibilities, oh, it's on. No, girl.
just turn up at the home, y'all. That shuffleboard, that shuffleboard gonna not know what hit 'em. Oh, that's yeah. 80 as well. Marissa and I be arguing because I keep telling her I'm like 69 and I think I'm out. Oh, think I've seen. Look, the trajectory of what's happening outside. I'm just like, think I've seen enough. We're good. Uh,
Love you. Well, your cartilage is still good.
my
Word.
my cartilage has been bad. So by Lisa's standards, I needed to go like 12 years ago. Uh, no, I love that, Elsie. I love people quitting and I don't love people quitting and pausing their podcast, but I love people finding what's best for
Mm,
them. Which is kind of why I wanted to talk to you because
I love
like
that. Yeah.
Cass and I have been talking. Like I said, Cass and I know each other like outside of this conversation, so I know that it's something that she had been talking about for a while. Like I know she had been thinking about whether or not she had wanted to do this. And I know that there are a lot of people, maybe some of you here in this chat, thinking about like, what should I do next with my podcast? Should I pause it? Should I keep going? Asking those questions. Um, so I love having this conversation. We're at the top of the hour. I like to do a reset at the top of the hour. We have more questions for Cass. If you have questions for Cass, put them in the chat. This is the pivot. It's a conversation where we ask, what's next? Um, this is the Black Podcasters Association. Power and Black Pod News. My name is Crystal. Thanks for sticking with the technical difficulty. Oh, look, post shower, he got binoculars. Look at that. Uh, just some
This
events.
is my phone.
Oh, I'm here for it. Some events coming up next. We still got 30 minutes of conversation. So if you have questions, throw them in the chat. Events coming up next. Monday, August 3rd. We have our podcasting pull up. This is open to everyone. If you have questions about podcasting, monetization, marketing,
Subscribe.
Where should I ho? Subscribe. How do I subscribe? Where did I get those PJs? You can come to our
The
podcast
link
pull up.
button below.
That's at 8 p.m. Eastern at the link provided in the chat. Our next pivot chat is with Ashley J. Hobbs, Wednesday, August 12th at 7:30 Eastern, right here, this place, but a different link. I'm super excited to talk to Ashley. Ashley's dope.
She is.
She's done so many things.
She has. And I'm an audiobook listener, so it's like so dope, like hearing somebody's voice that you know. And I'm picky too, and she is good because I will
She's
turn
very
off a
good.
book if like the voice actor does too much. I'm like, all right, it's not for me. But she is excellent. She's so good at what she does.
She's
Yes.
good at like all the things she does, which is the great
Yep.
part, but also just like I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Um,
So right.
and Thursday, August 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern in the Black Podcasters Association community is our monthly kickback where you all get to hang out with each other. We use Google Meet for that. Meet other Black podcasters, find community if you don't have community, or you're looking for a community. That is a closed community event. Joining the Black Podcasters Association is free 99. So just go to no, it's not don't listen to me. Go to blackpodcastersassociation.com. Sign up. All those events are in our events tab. Go make friends. Friendship is power or whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
It is power.
Whatever on the internet.
It is so important. Yes.
Community. Yeah. Woo. Thinking back over your podcasting journey, because no one put questions in the chat. Y'all be quiet today. It's fine. I can talk to Cassandra all day because I also have questions about my EKG.
Friends.
Is there anything that you think you would redo or change?
Yeah. So I think when I signed on to a podcast network, I would be much more firm in some things. And I would not like let go of the reins at all. I would still stay firm to like my vision, my voice, and not to think that I'll just say it, that people know better for my podcast than I do. I like to be like a student. I want to be coachable. But I don't think I was coachable. I just like kind of like let go, like, well, they definitely know better. You know what I mean? So I
No,
would
I
not.
think that's a good lesson. I think a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on networks, and a lot of people like that's their one of the things on their vision board, right? It's like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna join a network and it's gonna be easy. I'm gonna get all this help.
Mhm.
Um,
And
you can be as descriptive or not descriptive as you want. You know, I love mess. So like, what would
so
you
I don't
say
really.
like are some of the things that you really wish you had held on to, or what were some of the difficulties that you
I
ran into?
I would say it's not in front. Did you brush your teeth? Good night. Um. I'm sorry. People
No, you're
playing
good.
games. Okay, it's 9:05. They're not in bed.
Gonna be in bed. They gotta sleep. They don't get
Okay,
8 hours
it's
of
eight
sleep or
thirty.
whatever.
What was I gonna say? So I would say to start off, maybe if we would have refreshed the podcast art, but not completely. I felt like I also lost people. Um, just like you're used to seeing a certain thing for years, and then now you're seeing something different. So like you may skip it. You know what I mean? So I would have like refreshed it somehow. Thank you. Refreshed it somehow, but still kept like the same foundational elements of the podcast art. I didn't know how to articulate that properly, and I didn't. So we got a brand new, a brand new logo. So that'll be one thing. Another thing was I had never had a producer before. So I thought, okay, so I'm still going to source who I want to talk to and what I want to talk about, but I'm going to let them just produce. And I'm not even sure what production meant at the time. Like, what does it mean? Like, what is the role of a producer? I didn't know. So I just kind of like just let them do whatever or not. So that was another thing that I would definitely not have done. I would have just stayed really, I would have had more clarity as to what does a producer do? Like, how do we work together? Um, yeah, because I still very much produced my show. Like, I didn't feel good just being quote talent. Because no, I want to talk. I know who I'm going to talk to and in what light I want to paint the conversation or the person. So that will be another thing. And then in terms of how much I was doing, because we went from me being on for 3 months and then just ghosting for 2 months, and that was my pattern, to now the the conversation was, well, now you're gonna do, or the contract said rather, 52 episodes a year. That was a big shift for Elmo. Like, those are big words. So I should have like thought like, girl, can you really do this? And if so, what makes sense in terms of like what's our cadence? It can't be for 52 weeks, or in my case, I think it was like for like 48 weeks. We're just on this hamster wheel, and it's just like, oh, this becomes less fun. So yeah, those are some things off the top of my head that I would change up.
It's a big shift for Elmo as well.
I'm saying,
Look, I love, the realization of a production schedule is, I think, one of the things that a lot of people don't realize
yeah,
when they get into contract, particularly when they be, loving their free time. Uh, you know,
yeah,
like, oh, okay, I did maybe some podcasting for 3 months. I'm gonna leave y'all alone for 2 months, and then all of a sudden they're
listen.
like, I got to do what now for how many weeks?
Right. And I thought, well, you know what? Since I'm not editing anymore, because that was something that I really loved about the company. Like, they would do the post production. That was huge for me. I'm like, well, since I don't have to edit this, it's nothing for me to just do the sourcing of people, the outreach, and then just show up and have the conversation. But no, that is also work. It's also labor. So yeah, that just didn't feel good. Um, yeah. And also I feel like once I figured that the audience may not be picking up what I'm putting down and the way that I had no real time to like take a beat and like think about, well, what are some different ways I can approach this show? Because I had to constantly be making the show. So there's no time to like sit, pause, pivot in the midst of the show at all. So I would have really considered those things with the knowledge that I have now, if I had it before.
Cass gets $10 every time she says the word pivot. Y'all don't realize it, but it's a
Did I say
giggle
it a
we
lot?
have in the background. I mean, you
It was like the
like
first
every
time I
time.
said it.
I love it. No, I think those are things that like a lot of people don't realize. Even as someone who's worked for multiple networks at this point. Um, I mean, I guess I technically work for one now, but just doing something different. Um, it's just like there's compromise, and when you don't really know what you don't know, right? Like, you have no idea what's it's going to be, um, going in.
Word, Sean.
Um, yeah, you don't really know what it's gonna be when you go in, and particularly when you've done everything. Like,
Mhm,
it's hard to let go of some things. It's hard to have other people telling you how to do the thing you've been doing forever. And
mhm.
then when you're just like, "I don't know if this really makes sense, and I'm not sure if this person gets what
Yeah,
I see."
yeah.
And then, like, trying to figure out how to communicate that,
Mhm.
'cause and then if you're just like, "I don't think these people or this person understands how I communicate,"
Right.
and then it just, like, doesn't, like,
Yeah,
work the way that you want to.
yeah, for
And
sure.
that's, a lot of network deals.
Mhm.
Yeah, contracts and agreements. Contracts and agreements, Elsie. Uh,
Time to pause and reevaluate. Yeah, that's the part, like, not having that space to pause because they are running a business, so they are just going through those business motions. So there's no real time for me to like consider my like creative effort or my creative endeavor while they're just trying to make sure we stay on schedule, you know? And yeah. And I think back to the communication part, I think for me, I spent like the first year trying to understand people and trying to figure out how can I speak in a way that they'll hear me. And that's a whole year wasted. You know what I mean? So it's just like, well, dang.
Where'd my year go? Damn.
Yeah. By the time the year is up, then Apple done switched up on me and politics are politicking. And it's just like, okay, I'm tired, exhausted.
And people who need you at home. Yeah, the Apple change up. If people don't know what the Apple change up is, um, I don't recall the year. I want to say it was 2023. Might have been 2024. Elsie, you could always check me. Um, Apple changed how I don't want to say they count downloads, but they um basically, if you don't listen to a show, if you had subscribed to a show, if you hadn't listened to an episode in a certain amount of time, it stopped like auto downloading it for you, which changed um, how download numbers for your podcast were counted. So it's like, I think it was like after 10 episodes, it cut you out. So a lot of shows, a lot of long standing shows where people would be auto downloading like that new episode got cut. Um, So a lot of shows saw like thousands of of downloads lost suddenly. And certain people who I won't name, go back, listen to last week's episode. Twilight touched on it a little bit. Um was like, yeah, this is great for like adjusting metrics for the industry. Whatever. It's fine. I mean you get a more accurate number, but not really because it's just like it's 10. It's like so it's still people not listening, but is it really helpful? Who knows? But that is the reference point we're talking about. Um, Having a good editor and producer is very hard to find.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and when you find them, you generally don't let them go. It's why I have relationships with people that I produce and have had them since now, like 2020, October 2020. Um, and I still work with them because you learn them.
Yeah.
You learn them. Um, and once you learn how to produce someone and you have a relationship with them, you understand them.
Yeah.
Um, and if someone doesn't like understand you and understand your cadence or how you interact with people or how your show is, but also has to kind of understand the space, I think too, like needs to
Yeah.
listen to other shows in your category. Uh, it starts to sound weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. For sure. And I feel like my podcast went through a really awkward stage. Um, yeah, where it was, I think, over edited. So for my listener who went from my janky editing to now it being too crisp and I don't fumble any of my words and like, what am I listening to here? You know what I mean? It was just so yeah, it takes time.
It does. But we got through it. Now you've just quit, so it's fine. She got through it. She got through 2024 to 2026. She says, I'm gonna take my ball and go home and go live my best life. I'm going to the Roots picnic. I'm going on a world tour. I just quit podcasting altogether. No, I think it's important. I think it's important when we talk about people who've been podcasting for a long time, what things they would do differently. And, that is an important one. Like, I don't think enough people, one, know contracts, seen contracts, know how to be firm in contracts, know how to advocate for themselves. So hearing you tell them, like, go be that advocate for yourself that you need to be for your show is super important. Um, I just want to say, me personally, to you, I'm so thankful that one, you sent me that random email in either 2022 or 2021. I want to say it was 2022. Um, Asking to be a part of a network that I would advocate you not joining. Um, and that we got to one, be friends, eventually kind of work together, but not really. and then I got to listen to your show and get to know you like as a person and as a human. Because I think you're one, just like a phenomenal person, even though you don't like to let people know what you're doing and you like to stay by yourself a lot. I know that for a lot of podcasters, even though you might not hear it a lot, you were the person that they were chasing. You were like their podcast chase. And when you said, I think I'm gonna take a pause because we're on ellipsis now. A lot of people felt that. And I think this conversation is gonna serve as like a possibility for them too, to understand the whys behind it and to know that it wasn't like, two middle fingers to the sky for podcasting, but like this moment for you to do more for yourself. And I think that's super important. And I'm just super thankful that we have your catalog and your voice preserved in our Black storytelling ecosystem. So just thank you so much for like all of it.
Not
It means
Crystal
the world
being
to me.
next to me. Wow.
It happens every like once good. I have to do it now because I can't get my blood pressure too high. It's bad for my heart. Gotta go chew a baby aspirin.
I appreciate you, Crystal. And I would say too, I forget how I met you, but there was like a online networking situation, and we happened to be in the same like breakout room. And you introduced yourself and what you do, and I said, okay, I will reach out to her. And I'm happy I did because normally I'm not. I'm introverted. Like I just keep to myself. Like the friends that I have, they've adopted me because I'm just like, so I'm happy that I reached out to you. And you have given me tough love. And yeah, you've been honest with me and open, and yeah, I really, really appreciate you too.
I have no idea what networking event we would have been in or what I would have said back then. I was wilding back then.
No, I
Uh,
really, you were really quiet that night, but it was. I don't
Shenanigans.
know. It was something for podcasters. I don't know. But yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? But I'm here for it. I love that, Lisa. That is a good Lisa. See, this is how you know she got that doctorate in English.
Yes,
Uh,
benediction. Amen.
I know, right? Um,
And
that's
I
the
can I just say I really appreciate Lisa too. Lisa has been somebody that I've looked up to in podcasting. I know nothing about sewing, but she is an incredible like community builder and just vibrant and smart and fun. And I appreciate you. I really do.
you
Okay.
just shot
Let me not get all
Sean in the
emotional
heart.
because again,
Oh.
perimenopause is I'm either raging or crying. Okay.
Perimenopause be like shingles. It's no joke. She doesn't care. No, I'm just super excited. I'm just super thankful that you one agreed to do this, two agreed to be incredibly transparent about all the things, um, and three that just it exists, that it exists and it still exists, and y'all can still share it. Like it didn't go away. It still exists.
I still check my
Still,
messages.
she still checks
I'm
her
sick.
messages. She's still on threads. Please
So my
share the
metrics, I'm saying
podcast,
I'm checking my downloads like at least once a week because I'm
girl.
not okay.
You are not okay. Oh, if anyone has any last minute questions for Cass, please throw them in the chat. We are getting ready to wind down shortly. Um, Fun podcasting question: what independent Black podcast you listen to right now?
So I just started because I've been hearing so much about it. The ancestors were messy.
You late?
So late. I know I'm late. I've been hearing about it for like at least a solid year and a half now. And I keep saying, I'm listening, but I just started listening to it.
You're
So that
so
is like
late.
my newest. I know.
I love it. You would have
Super.
a good time.
Yeah.
Nicole is great, also just a great human being. Uh, but I'm glad you're finally tapping in.
And I'll give you another one too. Another one that I've been listening to for a while. She was just in here. I don't know if she's still here. Black Girl Burnout, with Kelly.
With Kelly,
She's
yeah.
great. I feel like Kelly and I think alike, but she just says it and she says it eloquently. So I love hearing her conversations as well. Yeah,
I love that.
the indies.
I love it. I love the indies. Support independent Black podcasters. Folks, if you're an independent Black podcaster and you don't listen to independent Black podcasts, how do you expect other people to listen to your stuff? I'm listening to In Those Jeans. It just came back for season 3.
Oh, I'm excited because I listened to them in the beginning. Yes.
Yeah, and then they took like a 5-year pause.
Yup.
Because we
Ellipsis.
were,
Okay.
I know they took a cast pause. Oh, we were nominated in the same Ambi category in, God, that would have been 2022, 2021, the year that Anna Deshawn won. For Queer News that year, the one in Vegas. And so I met them and I was just like, this podcast is dope. And then they took a pause and now they're back with season 3. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm listening to right now, In Those Jeans, Genes. Season 1 and 2 are great. They've just come back with season 3 if you haven't heard it before. Just fun. Just a great podcast also.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
started in 2019, I think is when they dropped their trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited. I don't think anyone has any questions. Y'all so quiet. No one guessed my sign. I'm a Pisces, y'all. Pisces sun with Pisces moon, Gemini rising. No one got it. Fun fact. Lisa's so helpful in the chat. Lisa is gonna be my hall monitor. Thank you, Cass.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everyone for listening to me ramble. Pisces too, but now more Aries.
More of an Aries. No, false. You can't just become more of an Aries. It's not how that works. Follow Cass on Instagram. Harass her there.
Yes, and Substack. I'll be coming back. I've been thinking about Substack a lot. I'll be here more
I'm gonna
regularly.
come back.
I am. I mean, because I was Substacking kind of regularly, and then I just I got overwhelmed.
Don't trust her. She got to come back like the podcast coming back. Please join us Monday, August 3rd. We will be dark for the rest of July. So please join us Monday, August 3rd for our podcast pull-up. Any podcasting questions you have, that's in a Google Meet. So we will see each other's faces. You don't just have to stare at me. I might not be there. Actually, I won't because I'll be in Seattle. We're going to a yarn show. But
Yarn?
yeah.
Oh, she knits, right?
She do. Knits, sews,
Why? Good night.
crochets. Oh, why isn't he in bed? Does he want to say bye?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Good night, friend.
I keep trying to go to sleep but I can't.
Okay.
Okay. He too trying to go to. He like the podcast. He's a comeback. Please join us Monday, August 3rd. That's 8 p.m. Eastern. Link is in the chat. BlackPodcastersAssociation.com. If you can't get to the chat, all our events are there. I hope you all join Corey for that. I won't be there. I'll be in Seattle. Thank you, Cass.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Bye,
Good night,
Crystal.
folks.
Take care. Bye, babe.